Hello and welcome to Good Morning Thailand. Today we'll be talking about some of the news topics from across the country, starting with our first story today. Phuket underwater, extreme flooding due to heavy rainfall has caused havoc around the island. Now, heavy rainfall in Phuket has disrupted, with the airport, the flights, and caused widespread flooding across the tourist island province. Starting at 7 a.m. yesterday, persistent rain forced the diversion of around 10 inbound flights to other airports, including Don Mueang, Suvarnabhumi, Krabi, and even flights from Malaysia. The heavy downpour reduced visibility, making it impossible for pilots to see the runway, according to the Phuket airport director. Now, 4 outbound domestic flights were also affected, unable to depart as they waited for passengers from the delayed incoming flights. But that's not all. Flooding has plagued a village in Phuket and all areas of Phuket, starting from Bang Tao to Kamala to, down in the middle Katu area was actually quite okay, but Phuket town and also some parts of the south, the videos were absolutely shocking to see the amount of the levels of water that reached in Phuket. Normally that doesn't happen, not to this extent, but unfortunately a lot of water was pouring down from the mountains as well, and I guess the island wasn't prepared for this heavy rainfall. There were updated reports from the Meteorological Department of Thailand on the recent flooding, and the floodwaters were on the roads and homes, and landslides and fallen trees rendered several routes impassable. They had closed quite a few amount of roads all across the island, and the TMD highlighted that the water levels in Katu had largely decreased by evening. However, the damage had already been done to quite so many parts of the city. Now, we have some more bad news. The Thai Meteorological Department issued a weather warning for 35 more provinces across Thailand, advising residents to brace for continuous heavy rainfall. Bangkok is expected to experience intense showers covering 60% of the area, and citizens are urged to be cautious of accumulated rainfall and potential hazards. The sea is reported to have waves exceeding 2 meters. Ladies and gentlemen, do be safe out there. If you're residents of Phuket and also residents of these 35 provinces across Thailand, it's monsoon season and it's heavy rainfall time. So with that comes new problems, old problems resurfacing in Thailand, which is the flooding. So stay dry, stay safe out there, and prepare yourselves for these heavy floods and potential continuing of this heavy rainfall disrupting life, work, and just general things in Thailand. That was our first story. We're now going to move to some other parts of Thailand, and a Pattaya club was in chaos the other night as a bartender stabbed the manager. Now, a tragedy was narrowly avoided at a newly opened club in South Pattaya when the manager was stabbed by a bartender. Pattaya City police officers responded to the assault, reporting at 4:06 a.m. on June the 27th, finding 48-year-old Peter Sak with a severe stab wound to his torso. Rescuers provided first aid before rushing him to a nearby hospital for urgent medical treatment. The police identified the suspect, a 33-year-old bartender who had fled the scene. A club employee revealed that the bartender had been working at the club for only 3 days and had a dispute with an unnamed waiter. The tension between the waiter and the bartender escalated into a physical altercation on the day of the incident, and the club manager attempted to intervene. Allegedly, the bartender used a sharp object to stab him. Now, initial investigations, including a review of the CCTV footage from the club, showed that the bartender apologizing to Peter Sak after the stabbing, claiming it was not his intention to cause harm before fleeing the scene. Police later tracked down the bartender and took him into custody. He was then escorted to Pattaya City Police Station for further legal proceedings. Well, that was interesting. It's always an interesting day in Pattaya. Normally, these stories, obviously, a crime was committed. It's not often that the assailant apologizes and didn't mean to do it. He did flee the scene, but he has been apprehended, and I guess we'll wait to find out more into the investigation to see what's going to happen next. For now, we're going to move on to our next story, which is talking about the conclusion of Pride Month in Thailand, because Thailand hosted major Pride events in Samui, Bangkok, and Phuket throughout the weekend. Now, it was called the Love Pride Parade, Love, Equality, and Peace. And there were some huge events all over Sukhumvit area, especially in Bangkok, as Thailand geared up for two major events to mark the conclusion of the Pride Month 2024. The celebrations took place in Koh Samui, in Bangkok, and also Phuket. However, unfortunately, Phuket was flooded for most of the times over the weekend. Now, the deputy government spokesperson Rat Klau invited both Thai residents and international visitors to join the grand finale of Pride Month. The Pride Nation International Pride Festival was being held from 24th to the 29th. Now, this festival featured local and international artists with a vibrant pride parade and a music festival. The event aimed to attract tourists from all around the world and, of course, to celebrate Pride Month locally as well. All across near the Patunam and the central area, there were huge parades, people on bikes, people in the back of pickup trucks, people walking on the streets celebrating World Pride. If you did take part, we hope you enjoyed it, because I know a lot of people who took part had a bowl of a time. There's a lot of celebrities that you get to meet there. There's a lot of music, not so much heavy drinking, but just celebration nevertheless. All right. We're now going to move on to our last story today, which is a little bit of an unusual story, but very possible for you to be a part of. Now, this story involves police apologizing after a drug chase caused distress to a family after the chase was led to their house. Now, police in Plaibang issued a formal apology to a family after a dramatic drug chase led officers to fire a gun, causing great distress to a grandmother and her 6-year-old daughter right next to their home. The incident unfolded when the suspect's car crashed into the family's wall. Officers from the Plaibang police station in Nonthaburi were chasing a suspect involved in a drug trafficking. The pursuit ended abruptly when the suspect lost control of his car, crashing into the wall of a house where the family resided. The suspect fled the scene on foot, seeking refuge under the house of 52-year-old Wishai, who lived with his 78-year-old mother, Prapai, and his 6-year-old niece. Police fired a single shot in an attempt to apprehend the fleeing suspect, causing alarm among the family members. The incident occurred at 7:39 on late June. The suspect managed to escape, leaving the family and their property in disarray. The scene left the family deeply shaken, and later the police realized the gravity of the distressed cause. Obviously, a chase is a chase. When the police are chasing a suspect, it can lead to anywhere. However, it's very possible that the chase can also lead to someone's house. Now, in this case, this alleged drug trafficker crashed his car into someone's house, and the police were chasing him and even shot a bullet while he tried to seek refuge in that house. And the poor residents of that house had no idea what's going on. All they hear is gunfire and have absolutely no idea. Can be very distressful. And there's also something very possible about this scenario. I mean, you could just be chilling at home and be, having a nice evening, and unfortunately you could be faced into this situation. What would you do? Ladies and gentlemen, let us know in the comment section below. And that's it. Those are some of the stories from across Thailand today. For today, we're going to skip through some of the ASEAN Now stories. Hopefully, I'll bring you some tomorrow. But let me dive into the live chat and see what the people are talking about for now.